So thank you so much to the Autism Society and also NACDD for putting this workshop together. It is critical that we empower individuals to stay safe online. I am honored to be here today to present the David Joyce Advocate of the Year Award. David Joyce is the son of Elise and I, and we are very proud of him. He is a young man who is profoundly impacted by autism, being non-speaking and having severe self-injurious behaviors. Come on, Dave, you can stay. However, despite these challenges, David is highly visible in the community and has been an inspiration to many by advocating for all those impacted by autism in, as you can see, his own unique way. The David Joyce Advocate of the Year Award is given to an autistic individual who has advanced the well-being of other autistic individuals through exceptional dedication to educating federal, state, and/or local policymakers, educators, and the community about the needs of the autism community. This year, the nominating committee chose Neli Latson. He is an autistic man who spent 5 years in prison, sometimes in solitary confinement or restrained in a chair, then 5 years in a restrictive behavioral health setting with a conditional pardon. When Neli was just 18 and still in high school, someone called the police and said he might have a gun when he was sitting outside of a library, waiting for it to open. His anxiety and fear led him to resist arrest. With help from local and national advocacy organizations, he was finally pardoned by the Virginia governor. He is now interested in using his experience with the criminal legal system to help others, including the Autism Society's Autism Justice Center. This is wonderful timing to give this award to Neli in the same year that we are building an Autism Justice Center to prevent injustices like this one. Neli is now going to share some of his thoughts, and more of his story is available in a Washington Post story, which you will be provided the link. Thank you.
My name is Neli Latson. In 2010, when I was an 18-year-old high school student just a week away from graduating, my life was hijacked. One morning, I was sitting outside the public library for it to open, and I was racially profiled. Someone thought I looked suspicious and called the police. The interaction that followed resulted in me spending several years in jail and prison. For years, when I was locked up in solitary confinement, I daydreamed about getting out and telling my story. I wanted to be a spokesperson. I wanted to stand up and speak out so that other autistic people and other Black people and other Black and autistic people would not experience the terrible things that happened to me. 10 years after my pardon, I am still curious about what comes after for me. The impact on my life has continued with underdeveloped social and pragmatic skills and tact for diplomacy in everyday life situations. I do not socialize or interact for those reasons, regardless of who it may pertain to, and respect and regard every individual as law enforcement. I am very sensitive to loud speaking and stern commands, so that now people who speak in high volumes tend to intimidate me. And I am trained to respond for better or worse and speak only when spoken to. Even with these long-lasting impacts, I know that the advocacy must continue for things to change. Last year, when I was invited to the White House, things just progressed from there, and I got more opportunities to share my story. When I think about the future, I want to keep advocating for change and spreading awareness. I'm hopeful that people can over time adopt a different kind of outlook so that all people can feel safe in their communities and not have to worry about the stereotypes that other people put on them. Even today, I would not call the police if I had an emergency. That needs to change. Receiving the David Joyce Advocate of the Year award makes me feel purposeful, and I am excited to be recognized. Last, I want to thank my mom. She is the reason that I'm even. She rallied everyone to get behind her. I never expected that. I'm glad people rallied and that they were sympathetic enough to understand what my mom was fighting for. I appreciate and will always remember everything she did and the kind of impact she had on me, my life, and everything after that day. Thank you for this award.